Hey Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. My name is Annie. I'm happy to have you guys here. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Take away only what resonates for you and release the rest. Trust your own intuition above all else because you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's go ahead and set the intention to get my Virgo gang some clear, helpful, and insightful messages wherever they are at on their spiritual path currently. All right, Virgo, what's showing up in your past? What is showing up in Virgo's past? What is going to help inform this reading? The Knight of Coins, all right? And how is that impacting them currently? And something about moving forward with practicality, being very practical, being very rational. And then you have the Four of Wands. So for some of you, there's some sort of proposal or inviting someone to be on your team, joining forces with someone, establishing some sort of solid foundation or working relationship or romantic partnership where it can only grow from here. The passion part is starting to take off. If before you were approaching something cautiously or, again, practically, needing to split your time between work, family, dating, whatever, there seems to be more of a lightness, but also quite literally a spotlight, a focus on pleasure and enjoyment and fun, specifically in friendship or partnership in some capacity. I love that. So what is helping to support Virgo at this time? What is the help that is immediately available to them? So let's see, you have the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so you got a lot to give. You you got a lot of goods and the people want them. You're in demand. People want to work with you. People want to collaborate with you. You're showing up in a very strong independent energy where there's a lot of self-respect that comes through with the Nine of Pentacles lady. She may keep a small circle though, she wants to keep people around her who are loyal, who are trusting, who have good intentions in mind, and who kind of see things in a similar way. They have the same perspective. They're on the same page. I feel like someone may be asking you for some sort of investment, and this is probably more to do with business. Yeah, it's almost like someone's wanting your backing or your investment or asking for contributions or money. And if it's not literally asking for your money, it's like asking you to put your name on this. Again, almost like the idea of endorsing it. And this is not for everyone, but for some of you, that's more of a metaphor for the idea of wanting someone to be in union with you. And it's like signing the marriage certificate. It's like, I want your name. Do you know what I mean? Or vice versa. I want you as my person. I just got Scorpio Taurus vibes when I said that, so. Could be dealing with another Virgo, though, too. You have two strong cards of Virgo, but then again, it is your reading, so. All right, so what qualities is Virgo being told to lean into? What do you need right now? What's going to help you grow or move forward? Gratitude and appreciation for just how far you've come. Recognition of all the obstacles and all of the challenges that you've overcome. Like, you're here, baby. You made it. You did it. And it doesn't mean you're not wanting or desiring more, but there's a need to kind of stop and push pause and like appreciate the view from the top of the mountain before you start climbing up another one, right? It's like the laurels, the winning, the appreciation. For some of you, filmmaking comes through very strongly when I think of laurels. So if you work in film or photography or something about like the visual aesthetic, if you're an artist of any kind, you may be getting some sort of award or recognition, or, they're showing your film at the film festival. Metaphorically, it's like your work is being projected for people to see. Your work is being elevated. It's more, it's easily seen, it's being published, it's being put on a website, it's being featured on an Instagram story. And it does have to do with, for a lot of you, for your work. That being said, that's also going to translate for some of you in terms of being seen now in a new light because you're in a union, you're in a partnership, you're in a marriage. Maybe the newspaper is printing, the engagements column or whatever. Maybe you're posing for photos that is going to be on your future wedding invitation, something like that. But honestly, there's a vibe here of like feeling like king or queen of the castle. It's very much like I'm in such a good spot right now. And so I'm almost wanting to say like appreciate it. And I think you do. I don't think that's something Virgo typically struggles with, aside from maybe like again, this is such a stereotype. I know this is not all of you, but aside from maybe like the nitpicking or the perfectionism of like, yeah, it feels pretty good, but I wish I had gotten, first prize instead of second. I think there's a need to just be like, grateful. And I mean, you're always humble. I don't need to tell you that, but I think there's a need to be kind of like, you know what? Life is pretty damn good right now. Like and just end it there, like period at the end of the sentence. Like nothing's ever perfect. It's okay to want and need and desire more. But with that being in that energy of gratitude and appreciation, it's gonna take you miles. I also think there's a message here too of, it's not so much qualities you need, but something you need to be aware of is like your person, whoever, whatever that means to you, your teammate, your colleague, your best friend, it can even be a family member, especially a sibling who holds you in very high regard. There's something coming through about, I'm so proud of you. Like, you're my hero right now. Someone may have literally said that to you. Like, you might not realize just the impact, the great far-reaching impact that you have on other people, and you really inspire them. You make them feel good about themselves. You make them feel like it's possible because you did it. You're living proof. You're living evidence of the person who achieved that thing or did that thing or overcame very difficult circumstances and made a good impact on others, really upgraded their life, especially in terms of like addiction type stuff. You're amazing. You're amazing. And people are telling you that. And I am wanting to say, like, there is an underlying thing here but you don't always see it because you are very self-critical. You're not always able to hear the praise and the applause from others. And part of you, I think that's not a bad quality because ultimately that means you're not susceptible to either praise or criticism. You're just going to keep doing you because it's what you're meant to do. And I like that. But with that, there is an occasion where the universe wants you to know just how good and amazing that you are, like how much good you're doing. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the universe, God, source, spirit, they want you to know that all the time. But yeah, it's almost like you're being asked to lean into that, be able to accept the praise, like hear the thanks. Do you understand what I mean? It's more than just giving yourself a pat on the back, though. It's like, receive the compliment. That's the best way I can do it. Like, actually think about it and hold on to it energetically. And like, how does that make you feel? What does that provoke inside of you? And for some of you, you don't always want to hear or receive the compliment because it incites a lot of emotions that have been swallowed and pushed down very deeply. Because for a lot of you, that was something you always wanted, possibly from a parental figure, and didn't get. So when it comes via another person, it gets you on that very emotional, real level. And I think the universe is saying, that's okay, like that needs to be released. So what is known? What are the facts about the situation here? What is known? Yeah, some of you, this is possibly years ago, got out of a very unhealthy, toxic, even possibly abusive relationship. And again, it's like, oh my God, Virgo, like, look how far you've come, because nobody did that but you. Yes, other people may have helped. You may have, crashed on their couch. You had resources and help available to you, but you made the decision to do it. You made that decision to be like, you know what? No more. I'm going to empower myself and I'm going to get myself into a better situation. And you did. And just that alone, the universe is saying you haven't truly acknowledged how incredible that is. And for some of you, I don't mean to make it tacky, but it's like, share that. Share that with people as a source of inspiration that, again, it's like you are the living proof. You are the evidence that it can be done. Because you do show up for yourself in a lot of ways, but again, it's very much like in the background. Like, you don't want the praise, you don't want the spotlight, you don't want the attention. With the Six of Wands, this is a Leo card. This is like, own it, step into the spotlight. Because other people need to learn from you. All right, so what is known? So we have the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. So I'm not going to reiterate everything we've already said because that's sort of what it is. Coming from a very difficult circumstance and ultimately winning in the end. And it probably came with trials and tribulations regarding your money, as well as your self-worth and feeling like a valuable person, feeling like you have skills and talents and resources that, sort of that inability to shine your light and not feel like an imposter. You've come a long way, and there was an ending of a cycle that really took a toll on you mentally, physically, monetarily, etc. And again, the universe is saying, remember how that used to be. That's not you anymore. That's not your story. And you know that, But there may actually be some trauma or triggers that still arise on occasion, and you might not even realize that it does have to do with a past narrative that it was an important chapter in your life. We can't not address it and not look at it and not regard it, because it's important. It's made you who you are. So but also through the form of partnership and collaboration and union, there's a tremendous amount of liberation into fully embracing you and all your narratives and all your storylines. You don't have to edit or hide parts of yourself, or hide or bury pieces of your past that you're ashamed of or feel guilty about. There's like an open and honest floor for you to share all those things. And people hold space for you. They're quiet. They're actively listening. They're not judging. They're interested, because it's showing them, it's revealing more of you and who you are. This definitely has a flair of sort of like, almost like AA to it, or something about people come together who are struggling with similar challenges, and there's a freedom and a liberation of like, oh, I'm not alone. Thank God. Like other people are in this with me. Like, I'm not fighting this battle alone. I will say though, you seem to have won the battle. So tell him how you did it. Show him how it's done. So what is unknown? What is hidden? What does Virgo not see here? The devil. Yeah, so again, that idea that you've broken away from something that kept you in the dark, something from your past, but with that, there's a couple storylines here. Your wounds are your wisdom. So again, share it, tell people, show people how you did it so that they can do it for themselves. That's the devil energy that's actually going to help you. However you've overcome adversity, that's a tool on your tool belt now, if that makes sense. For others of you, it has to do with that storyline about having the occasional flashback or triggers to a very difficult time. And rather than feeling like you have to shut yourself away and isolate while you go deal with that thing, again, there's an embracing of, I don't know if it's your community, maybe that's too far reaching, but your partner, your friend, your whoever, that again will hold space so that you can actually address the devil. You can shine light on the darkness, and it makes it less scary. It doesn't make it a monster anymore, because this doesn't control you anymore, though it still very much exists in your story, in your narrative. Others of you, this just has to do with a Capricorn that you don't see coming. If that's the case, what is the storyline with the Capricorn? Is it good? Is it bad? Let's see, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, so there's a Capricorn that wants to make a love offer to you or to engage with you romantically. There may be a Capricorn who wants to ask you out. And so if this whole storyline of like engagement or moving in together isn't making sense for you, this could be on the horizon. It doesn't have to be a Capricorn, but I mean, it's showing up pretty strongly as a Capricorn. All right, and then what is the outcome in the future? Anything we're allowed to be made aware of? Outcome. The Star, yeah, a recognition of your healing journey on your path to healing. And that, I hate to make this like icky or weird, but there's an element of celebrity with the Star, and this very much feels like you publish a book, or you publish an article, or you start a YouTube channel, or again, the word publishing is coming through very strongly in terms of how you overcame adversity. Or if it's not adversity, and it could even have to do with your health. What was a game changer for you that got you to be in this position? And again, sharing it with the people, showing them how it's done. Because you are a teacher that the world needs. And it would be a shame for you to deny other people the knowledge and wisdom that you have to share. And also for a lot of you, that's your soul purpose. That's your mission here on earth in this lifetime, is to share how you did it. And for some of you, it's like you're too humble, you're too self-deprecating, some of you are not apt to step forward and be like, yeah, I did this really great thing, let me tell you about it. And the universe is like, why not? You did do this great thing. Why are you not telling people how you did it? Because it's really going to help them. And that's what you need to lean into, because Virgo is such a service-oriented sign. Think of all the help that you could give by getting out of your comfort zone and acknowledging just how tremendous your story is. There is an element of celebrity with the Star. It's like your star is rising. I'm going to say that. There's a lot more visibility in terms of your storyline. And again, for some of you, it might be just relationship. Like, if you've been, the single person in the family for quite some time, all of a sudden, you're the new cousin who's getting engaged, and the wedding party and the planning and things like that. So, and then you have the Knight of Swords. So yeah, again, speak your truth, share your voice. This could be about publication. This could be about writing, speaking, interviews, being on the radio. Yeah. There's a huge element of the mind and the speech here with the King of Swords, and double Aquarian energy as well too. So something in the future, I think it has to do with impacting larger groups of people, being more embraced by your community, sharing yourself among community members, making speeches to groups of people, education, teaching, going into schools, and with that, your friends group is going to triple or double. It's like you're going to make all these connections that you think are just, one-off business connections. You meet the guy, you shake the hand and move on. No, some of you are actually forging a really strong connection with somebody who you might view as being in the limelight or having an element or a touch of celebrity. Your friendship circles are being impacted by whatever this thing is you're moving forward. You have a lot of really lovely energy exchanges that actually may be longer lasting than you think. Specifically with an Aquarius, who again may help endorse you or help monetize you or back you or something like that. Also, any career in healing is very important here too. Speech therapy. All right, a time for healing, balsamic moon. I love that. Actually, we'll do one more. And this is balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces. All right, and last but not least, Oracle of Mystical Moments. What would be helpful for Virgo to hear as an end message? So this says stranded. Let's see. This one's popping out too, though, and listen. Music. Things are going to speak to you through music and lyrics right now. Listen to the radio or whatever you listen to at the gym in your earbuds. It's like there's a very specific lyric that's going to touch your heart, and it may provoke a lot of emotions. 44 says stranded, misdirection, misjudgment, or fear of failure. Look at this young sailor stranded with his ship on top of a tall tree. He needs his anchor to help him get back down to earth. This card asks, how did the ship get there? This is such an unusual place for a seafaring vessel. At times we feel the same. We find ourselves in situations we can't quite understand. Sometimes we feel we've made mistakes because of our expectations being so high. We set ourselves up for failure. We either beat ourselves up over our performance, or we are so intimidated that we never ever begin. Failure is a necessary part of success, as important to the journey as a rudder on a ship. Okay, I'm going to read this other card too. 6, listen. All right. Listen is about mindfulness, sensitivity, and empathy. This young woman who, with closed eyes and a knowing smile, is rooted in the earth. Her hair has transformed into the roots of the plants above her. You can tell the woman is aware of her surroundings. She is connected to the voice of nature. She can listen to the growing plants beneath the ground. She is an integral part of her world. She understands the sorrows and worries of the environment. She also knows the songs of nature's pleasure. So about being in tune with nature, again, earthy energy for a Virgo reading. I love it. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. I hope this was helpful and inspiring. That's my goal here. Show me some love and hit the like button. I would really appreciate that. Even if you want to leave a positive comment or an emoji, that helps this reading find a greater audience on YouTube, and it helps my channel grow. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post readings. And if you want more content from me, I am on Instagram and Facebook as The Intuitive Teacup. Thank you for joining me today, Virgo, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.